You know, guys, I lived here all my life, but I always thought it was a church. Till I came on a tour to Kualoa, and then I was like, oops, I got a lot of explaining to do. That right there, my friends, don't take any pictures of that. That's just a big old slab of cement. You guys ever go out on holiday or vacation, you get back to your hotel or your condo, and you start looking through your phone, and you now realize you've taken 40 pictures of the same turtle?
How am I pointed?
Come on, yeah, me too. Well, the sugarcane thing, it did not last very long, only about 8 years. And that's because, well, it was too dry. It was too arid to grow sugarcane here. So the boys had to come up with a new venture. They settled on cattle ranching. And we have been a cattle ranch ever since. So we do have about 600 head of cattle out there today. You guys are going to get to see some of those. But, you know, let's be honest with each other. You know, you see one cow, you pretty much seen them all, right, guys? Yeah? It's not like they're wearing aloha shirts out here, right? Little coconut udder bras. Okay, that would be totally worth 40 pictures. I would get out and take a picture of that. All right. Well, let me kind of fast forward you guys now. The date is now December 7th, 1941.
Would you do the mountain bike tour?
You got that right. Pearl Harbor gets bombed. And most people know that. But what many people don't know is 6 minutes prior to the bombing of Pearl Harbor, Kaneohe Marine Base gets hit, as does Schofield Barracks up on the North Shore. So what that does, you guys, is it makes the military realize that the entire eastern side of Oahu is now extremely vulnerable to attack. So what the military did under martial law is they seized this Ahupua'a. They took it. And then they built a runway. 6,500 feet that runway was, and it ran parallel to the Kamehameha Highway. That's the highway you guys all drove out on here today. We needed a runway because also located here were the Lockheed P-38 Lightning aircraft. We did have about 30 of those here at any given time. So as we go around this bend right here, folks, you need to use your imagination just for a moment. Imagine no grass, no trees. This entire area was completely cleared out. And then on the left-hand side of this hill right here, guys, they actually dug into the side of the mountain to make makeshift hangars for those
Up that hill.
I'm going to show you a photograph of that here in just a minute. Now, P-38's designed to be a long over-the-water bomber. The ones that we had here, they did see action, but only one time, and that was during the Battle of Midway. But we do obviously still have some remains of when the military kind of occupied this area. We have an assortment of bunkers, about 18 to 20, and then a whole bunch of little teeny tiny pillboxes like the ones you see right there on your right-hand side. Now, if you were to go in that one right here today, guys, you'd find yourself in a very dark, damp, clammy room, about 3 by 3 meters, filled with dark, damp creatures that like those kind of things. I'm talking spiders, centipedes, you know, stuff that, well, guess what we're not doing today? Yeah, we're not going to go in one of those. But we are going to come up on a series of bunkers. They're coming up on your right-hand side. And all these bunkers actually worked in unison. So this first one here was actually for a generator, because the weapon system required generator power. The middle one, that was for ammunition. And then the third one over here, guys, was actually for a 37mm anti-aircraft gun. Now that particular gun was loaded on a trailer. So the trailer would have been backed into that opening, and then the guy operating it sat in this little A-clove that's kind of off to the side right over here. All right, any fans of the TV show Lost on board today? Lost? All right. Who made it all the way to the end? Wow, really? High fives all the way down. Check your left, guys. You recognize that bunker right there? Oh, yeah. Go ahead and take your 39 pictures. Did it look bigger on TV, my Lost fans? Yeah? Yeah? All right. I know we got to get the landscaping guys out here to kind of cut down the weeds a little bit. It's camouflage right now. We don't want everybody to notice it. All right. Watch yourself. We got some leaves coming in over here, guys. Now, here's the dealio, guys. You guys know the adage? Excuse me, honey, you got to sit down. Thank you. You guys know the adage, TV adds 10 pounds? You ever heard of this before? There is some legitimacy to that, because I'll bet that bunker looked a whole lot bigger on TV, didn't it? Yep. Now, another thing that they're going to do when they come out here to film, guys, and I actually watched them doing this during the making of Hawaii Five-0. If an area of which they're shooting isn't lush enough, they're literally going to truck in potted plants. And they're going to stage those potted plants all over. They're going to do the shoot, and once it's done, they're going to take the plants and off they go. So sometimes, guys, when you're looking at something, right, And it doesn't look quite familiar. Think plants, all right? Think plants. What I'm going to do right now, guys, is I'm going to take you to the largest bunker we have on the property. This is called Battery Cooper. It was actually built in 1943, and it houses 3 tunnels. 2 of them are horizontal, 1 is vertical. The horizontal ones, they do go into the side of the mountain about 120 feet, or about 40 meters. And that vertical one goes 7 stories straight up, all right? Now, in its heyday, it also had 2 6-inch rapid-fire guns. And when I'm talking about a 6-inch gun, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking the diameter of the round. I'm not talking about a gun that's only 6 inches, because that would be ridiculous. Because you would be up here like, pew, 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 pew. I don't make good gun sounds. Sorry, guys. Sorry. In any case, we're going to get to the top of this hill. You're going to get this gorgeous view of the beautiful Pacific Ocean. And you're also going to get to see why putting Battery Cooper right here was a strategic move on the part of the military to help with the coastal defense of the island of Oahu. Alright, so this is going to be our first stop, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to get off the bus. We're going to go into Battery Cooper, entering from this side. We're going to exit from the other side. Alright, now I got to get all 40 of you guys in here. So what we're going to do is all the pictures that you guys want to take right now of this area, let's take them when we come out, alright? Because we got a whole bunch of more tours coming up behind you guys, and I don't want you guys to have to wait in line. So we'll skedaddle down over there. Don't worry, I'll give you guys plenty of time to take photos when we come out.
No, I'm leaving here.
Fair enough?
All the expensive stuff I'm wearing.
Let's do it.
We're going to come inside this. It's going to be really cool. We go inside this.
可以把东西放这里。
如果你放心的话，他说不会有人上来。
And as you guys join me, look up, because then you're going to see the 7-story observation deck right up there.
Just wait. Oh, my ankle. Hurry up.
What's a battery?
Watch for the water.
These are the makeshift hangars for those P-38s. Now, if you don't know what a P-38 looks like, ladies and gentlemen, that's a P-38 on the mural. All right. Now, interesting enough, all the murals painted inside here are done by one guy. He's a former UH art student, UH standing for University of Hawaii art student, and he does some really, really magnificent work. All right, come on in. Interesting thing about Marston's maps is not only were they used in World War II, these were used in the Korean War, Vietnam, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Iraq, and Afghanistan. So these are still in the U.S. Army's inventory today, all right? I'll direct your attention to this picture right here. This is shot back around 1943-44. There's a beautiful shot of that runway, 6,500 feet. Here's the Kamehameha Highway. This is the highway everybody drove out or came out on. Yes, cars did have to stop. The planes are obviously taking off for landing. And now here are the hangars that actually have covers on the top of them. All right, anybody know the name of this island right here? Chinaman's Hat. Well done. What about the Hawaiian name? No, that's okay. Mokuli'i. And at the end of the tour, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you the opportunity to take a beautiful picture of Chinaman's Hat, all right? That's if a squall doesn't roll in and cover it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Because I ordered sun for you guys today. That's what you guys wanted, right? Yeah. All right. So that's our history, guys, all the way up to World War II. We're going to kick it off now with your movies and your television stuff. And I'm going to start it off with some white drive. Everybody like a little white drive? You guys got some Netflix down there?
Yeah, I saw that.
What's that?
You got Netflix in China? Solid! Alright, now here's an interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen. There's an irony here, and that's because that set, which was a live set, is a Japanese World War II bunker. Inside an American World War II bunker. Right? And you know what else, guys? Everything in there is supposed to be from 1940. Nothing in there from 1940. Nothing. I think it's from Walmart. All right, my friends, come on through. So they can come in. There you go, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're going. All right, this is the beautiful Ka'ava Valley. Of note is the mountain in the back. That is Ku'u'okule'kule. Now, when you translate that from Hawaiian, it basically means two waves crashing together. Hawaiians like to name things as they saw them. So when the Hawaiians looked at the valley, they saw an incoming wave and an outgoing wave. When these waves collide, they created the mountain. Yeah? The model was made for the movie Wind Talkers. Anybody see this movie, Wind Talkers? One guy, two guys? Homework! Y'all don't like Nicolas Cage. That's what's going on here. All right, listen. The director, John Woo, used 280 live explosions in this movie, so he made this model so he could plot those out so people wouldn't get hurt or killed during the making of the movie, all right? 20 grand for this. $20,000. This model costs more than all 4,000 acres of Kualoa. It's a 100-year differential, but you're tracking what I'm saying, right? All right. So we're going to peruse through the bunker. The posters are on your right of the movies that have been made here. All right. I'm going to meet everybody again where you see the journey to. The room you're leaving right now, go ahead and move forward. The room you're leaving now was the galley. The next room was the officers' quarters. After that is the bathroom. After that is the radio room. And then I'll meet everybody again in that next room.
Am I looking here? Okay, then go inside. Why not? They would block it off if you could. They would block it off if you couldn't. Karate Kid Part 2. That's where we're at right now. Go. Here, Kong Skull Island, remember?
We need to watch school. Can we all get
You can go inside. Just don't touch anything. Mighty Joe Young. Over here.
Oh, nice. I like how you have the hibiscus in both the islands that you went to. Well done. All right, everybody, come on in, come on in, come on in. All right. All right. Are those cool things that you get them wet and it keeps your neck cool? Is that what those are? Or are you just here to look cool? Are you okay?
It's okay.
I won't. Come in, come in, come in, come in, come in. All right, real quickly, guys, who saw this movie right here? Journey 2? Are you kidding me? Really? Again? Nobody? All right, guys, check this out. This is a good movie. $1.99 Amazon Prime. All right? Y'all got some Amazon Prime? All right, well, let me ask this question. Who's this guy right here?
The Rock.
The Rock. Very good. What's his real name? Dwayne Johnson. And what do I call him? So listen up, folks. Throughout the rest of the tour, if I say my boyfriend, you all think Dwayne Johnson. Now, in this movie, they are searching for the lost city of Atlantis. If you look at the picture frames over there, the smallest one with the archway, do you see that? That is the set. And ladies and gentlemen, the entire thing is made out of styrofoam. Yeah. This is the #1 reason we don't have a whole bunch of movie sets out there in the valley. What do you guys think is going to happen to this in that valley? It's going to melt, it's going to blow away, it's going to break down, it's going to pollute. All right? The #1 reason Kualoa doesn't have a bunch of movie sets is it's made out of stuff that's not going to last. Because it doesn't have to, right? Only as long as they're filming the movie. That's it, right? As we go through the tour, I'm actually going to show you more things.
He's picking an internet app, that's why.
You may or may not believe me. Well, I'm going to show them to you anyway, all right? I'm going to continue to move on through, guys. Got a little Godzilla. Guys, when you pass the Godzilla picture, look at the top right photograph, all right? Look at that top right photograph. That one over there, guys, right there, right there, right there. Because that is a Panamanian village that they built. It took them 6 weeks to build that set. It also took them 2 weeks to tear it down. So that's not out there, but what we will pass by, guys, are those Godzilla footprints. Those are still out there today. Yeah, so we'll go check those out. All right, let's go on through. We'll start recognizing more movies now. Back in 1955, come up to the current day. There you go, we got us some Jumanji. Y'all saw? Please tell me you guys saw Jumanji. Yeah! I was about just to kill this tour right now. Y'all want to see some Jumanji. It's got my boyfriend in it, guys. There you go.
Go, next to the rock. Go next to the rock.
I saw that one. I never saw this one. Oh, we did. It was good. It was?
Pearl Harbor. 50 first dates. Yes, Mike and Dave. A gyrosphere. You, me, and Dupree. Battleship. I have this too. Oh, the ATVs. The ATVs. The ATV tour, Peyton. Come on, Peyton, let's go. Let's go. Watch out, watch out for the ATVs. I think it is 15. I don't know. Look, I'll look it up again. I think it is 16. Yeah. All right, Peyton, let's go. What? Right here?
Look at you, man. You got to cover 360. You got to cover 360.
The mountain is over there.
Okay.
All right. Did you do it? Hey, did you girls get a family shot right here? Yeah. You did? You got one? Did you do a selfie?
Okay.
Got one. All right.
Oh, ATV. You playing internet app?
What do you think? More movies than you thought?
You're doing an internet app?
A lot of movies made here, yeah? A lot. Yeah. Alright, well, let's get you guys down into the valley. Alright, there's a couple things I want to point out for you guys here. One's on the left and the other one's on the right. On the left-hand side, guys, you see this lower wall right here next to the cliff? That's going to be from a movie called Mules. It's a Netflix movie. It's starring Ben Affleck. That's not the real name. You guys are going to have to ask my buddy Suri. You guys know her? She's really, really smart. Ask Suri what the real name is. I have signed a non-disclosure agreement, so I'm not allowed to tell you guys what the movie's real name is. But if you guys shout it out and you're right, I'm going to tell you guys are right, alright? Now, notably, that little clip right there is actually made out of styrofoam, chicken wire, and plywood. But you see how nicely it matches the cliff right here, like for reals? It looks legit, doesn't it, guys? Yeah. And on the right-hand side,
Is it called
the
Batman?
highway that you guys see down here, that is the longest road on Oahu. That is the Kamehameha Highway.
It's in the car.
It is 68 miles
Oh, it's in here in the backpack.
And if you've never driven
In your
that,
backpack.
I totally recommend
The
that
pockets.
it's something you do while you're on Oahu. It is a stunning drive. Along the way, you guys will pass the most famous beaches in the world. I'm talking Sunset Beach, Bonsai Pipeline, Waimea Bay. All of those are along that route right there. And maybe you stop and get yourself a garlic shrimp plate lunch.
Ooh.
Anybody had one of these yet? Yeah. Okay, hon, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give it? 10. There you go. Need I say more? Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody had shave ice yet? No. Yeah, did you guys like shave ice? That's like a snow cone on steroids right there, man. That's good. Alright, now I do want to formally welcome you guys to the Ka'ava Valley. You want to try to say that word, Ka'ava? That was perfect. Alright. Now this particular Ahupua'a is about 2,200 acres. It does change hands 3 times before it lands back onto the Judd family's hands. The purchase price back in 1863, this is going to hurt a little bit, folks. The price was $4,000. I know, right? It does hurt a little bit. Now the current owners are the Morgan family. John Morgan is our president and CEO. And you know what, guys? Along with just being a really, really terrific man, he's also a direct descendant of Dr. Garrett P. Judd.
They're not connected?
So this property has been on in their family for the last 6 generations. It's a little hard to do here in Hawaii because usually
Just use your phone.
homes that kids can't afford it.
Give me your phone for now, I'll connect it.
Does somebody need a dinosaur or something over there? What's going on? We can't have a bad day. Alright, on your right, guys, that is Local Vai. Those are freshwater ponds. Alright, now here in Hawaii, guys, one of the reasons it's so expensive to visit and to live is because about 80 to 90% of everything we consume we have to import. But you know what, guys? Hawaiians lived here for 1,200 years. They didn't import anything. And they did this really by practicing 2 principles. The principle of diversification and survivability. And as we go around this portion of the tour, I'm going to point out what we're doing here on Kualoa for our diversification. But before I get to that, I want to point out this bush here on your left-hand side. This tree is called the Hau, H-A-U. This plant was so highly valued by the early Hawaiians that you had to ask permission to cut it. And that was for 2 reasons. Number 1, the wood is very light, and by light I actually mean buoyant, so the Hawaiians could use it to float fishing nets. And number 2, it makes fire. You rub 2 Hau sticks together, create a little ember, transfer that to a coconut husk, and voila, you got fire. So on this Ahupua'a, we have fire and we have water. Everybody agree we need that for survivability? Yeah. You guys ever watch those Survivor shows? Yeah, what do y'all watch? Naked and Afraid? It cracks me up to think that some people will be sitting around the table going, yo, Joe, let's come up with a new TV show. How about naked people in the woods? Yeah, let's do that one. I don't know. I think they were drinking some beers or something when they came up with that. Alright, where are my fans of Kong Skull Island? Who saw that movie? Okay, we're catching on to some movies that you guys might have seen. Very good, very good. Up to your right-hand side, let me direct your attention over here. This is the scene where, the area where Samuel L. Jackson's trying to kill Kong. You remember that? It's a big nighttime scene. There's a water element, all that. But if you look over there where it's about to have a big old bonfire, you guys see those rocks over there? Those lava rocks? What do you think they're made out of?
See it right there, right?
You are absolutely right. Those rocks are made out of styrofoam. Those things look so good, I want to take one home, put it in my yard so people will stop parking on my grass. Then when I want to park on my grass, well, I'll just go pick up my boulder or move it over, park on my grass. Alright guys, let's see how good your Hawaiian is, alright? We're going to try a couple words in Hawaiian. We're going to start off with freshwater goby. You guys are going to try to say it in Hawaiian, alright? Ready? Go. Oh my goodness, that was perfect. Alright, let's try shrimp. Ready? Go. Oh, paiula. Nicely done, everyone. Nicely done. And ula means red in Hawaiian, alright? Ula means red. And that little shrimp right there, we'll actually dehydrate that up and then later on maybe serve it up as an appetizer. We're getting ready to watch the big game or the season finale. Any Washington Capitals on board today, fans?
It's in the car.
No? No hockey fans? Okay. They got the Stanley Cup, yeah? Alright, who here knows the Hawaiian word for appetizer?
Appetizer.
Anybody know the Hawaiian word for appetizer? It's pupus. Very good. That's right.
Poo-poo platter.
So now you guys know, right? If your waiter comes up to you and says, Are you interested in some poo-poos? Now you all know what he's talking about, right? It's okay to giggle, guys. You can let your inner 8-year-old out. Alright, now I did talk about being a cattle ranch. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about our pastures. Guys, no GMOs, no insecticides over here. So when we say that our beef is free-range, grass-fed, this is what we're talking about. And this goes all through the valley. Yeah?
Your face.
Now our cattle operation is going to look something like this. We're going to raise our cows up, which we have Angus and Charlet, our 2 breeds. We're going to raise our cows up till they're about 24 to 30 months old. And then we're going to send them away. They're going to come back, well, repackaged, I think is the nicest way to say that. Y'all tracking what I'm talking about? Package of hamburger, package of steaks, package of ribs. Vegans on board today? What's going on? It's all right. It's all right.
Drop napkin.
All right. Who knows the name of the Hawaiian word for cow? It's not moo-moo either, although that would be pretty darn funny. You guys ready for this? You sure? All right. The Hawaiian word for cow is pee-pee. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are the only state in the union where you can have pee-pee as your poo-poos. Very good. Well done. All right. Now, the early Hawaiians were really, really good at aquaculture. So we here on Kualoa, as part of our diversification, we are doing aquaculture as well. So in the ponds you see off to your left, we are farming tilapia and Malaysian prawns. Anybody eat tilapia? Yeah, tilapia eaters? Good, good, good. That's a good weight fish right there. That's brain food. Brain food. And the Malaysian prawns, anybody ever eat a Malaysian prawn? It's like a really big shrimp. Really, really big. Very, very tender, very, very tasty. We got some really good food in Hawaii, guys. I hope you're getting to sample some of it. Hawaiians were also very good at agriculture. In fact, in all of Polynesia, agriculture got to its zenith right here in Hawaii. So this is our papaya fields. We recently cut down our 3-year-olds because 3-year-old trees get really too tall. You can't even pick the papaya off of them. So the ones on your left right here, they're very young. These are under a year old. Now these are what we call solo papayas, which simply means they're both male and female. Now I don't know how you make a hermaphrodite papaya, but I gotta tell you, they are very, very good. Who here has tried the Hawaiian papayas? Excellent. Now, for those of you guys that have never tried it, and even some of you guys that have, my recommendation, once you get that half a papaya, ask your waiter or your waitress to give you a sliver of lime, if it doesn't come with one, and squeeze that lime over that papaya. Alright, that's papaya eating 2.0 right there, guys. In fact, after that, you won't even eat a papaya any other way. Sure of it. In front of you guys, this is our newest addition, part of our diversification here. This is a piggery. Alright? This is designed after a Korean-style pig pen. It will have no smell to it, I hope. Alright, that's the plan anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to add different elements, rocks, stones, coral, wood, all kinds of stuff. And then we're going to add microorganisms to it. And as the waste of the pig filters down between those elements, the microorganisms obviously will eat them and no smell would be produced. We hope. If this doesn't work, this is going to be one heck of a turn right here, folks. All right, now, but what I really want you to notice are the trestles. You see the trestles here? These are from the movie Jumanji. This is the transportation shed. You guys remember the transportation shed?
No.
Right? Where Ruby Roundhouse seduced the guards and the boys went in and Nick Jonas had to fly the helicopter? Yep. Hello? Yeah. Everything in this has been repurposed except for the roof. I think we got the guardrails from across the street. No, I'm just kidding. We got the guardrails from across the street. Alright, in through here is Maya, the banana. Now the bananas that we grow here in Hawaii, guys, they're shorter and fatter than, let's say, your Chiquita or your Dole bananas. But they're also sweeter. We call these apple bananas. Alright, now we're not crossbreeding apples and bananas, guys. It's just a nickname for them. It does take 1 year to grow a bunch of bananas. Once that bunch is ready, we're going to chop the bunch down, and then we're going to chop the tree down. That is how you propagate a banana tree, ladies and gentlemen. And the interesting thing about a banana tree is at the cellular level, it's not even a fruit. It's an herb. Weird, huh? I know. Alright, coming up on your left-hand side, on the side of the hill right here, we have our sweet potatoes. We also have my favorite Hawaiian word. The word is u'ala. Everybody say u'ala. U'ala. Very good. Now say it sexy like this. U'ala. Go ahead, say it. Yeah. Now you could call your sweetheart your Kualoa. Guys, nobody's gonna know you're gonna call him a sweet potato. Trust me, okay? Because you guys are gonna be like this. Oh, my Kualoa, will you go get me some ice cream? I'm gonna send you guys home with more than just pee-pee and poo-poo, okay? You guys already know those ones. All right, I gotta give a big shout out to the ag department guys. Why do I do that every time I pass by there? Everybody say, hi, Carlos! I do that because only 6 people work in this department and they do all of this. And it is a big wow, absolutely right. They got a shade house where they're growing ornamental plants that you and I get to enjoy all over Kualoa. They're growing one of the most difficult plants to grow, the ground orchid, and they're doing a magnificent job in that. We got some kava over here. We got some dragon fruit in the back. Unbelievable what these guys can do. Good stuff. All good stuff. All right, get your cameras ready, folks. Because I want to welcome you to the beautiful, the magnificent Kava Valley.
Oh, painted.
Yeah. Ain't that something? Now maybe you guys can see it like the early Hawaiians might have seen it, yeah? As 2 waves crashing together. Or maybe you see it like Steven Spielberg sees it. Cha-ching. Okay, I don't really know about that, but yeah. All right, anybody recognize this statue or know where it might be from? It is from Rapa Nui or Easter Island. Very, very good. Now, it is not styrofoam, ladies and gentlemen. That is 10,000 pounds of solid rock. Now, so why do we have it? We have it here because we like to highlight and showcase that it's not just the movie industry that comes here, television comes here as well. And in this case, it was National Geographic. And they came here to do a documentary on how did the people of Rapa Nui move those ginormous heads. Well, modern science says we think they carved them, they laid them down, they rolled them on logs, and then they stood them up. The problem with that, though, ladies and gentlemen, is the oral history of Rapa Nui says, no, we didn't. That's not how we did it.
Is it raining?
We moved them on the vertical with our mana, with our spirit strength.
I still would do
So the whole
the ATV tour in the rain.
could they have been moved on the vertical? I'm not a spoiler, so I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what happened, but suffice it to say, they did figure it out. All right. Do you guys remember the Jeep that was at the end of the bunker when you guys came out? That is from the movie Jurassic World, all right? And the scene with that was actually shot right here, all right? Now, it's very interesting about that because here, what they're going to do when they come out here to film is they're going to shoot all the live action. They're going to take the film back to Hollywood, and this is called CGI, computer-generated imagery. And then what they're going to do, guys, is they're going to add all the dinosaurs. In this scene, it's Gallimimus, all right? But there's another element I want you to watch for if you watch the movie again. Look up towards the mountain when you're watching the movie. They also put the monorail. Remember the monorail that the boys were riding in all over the park? Yes, that's going to go right along that valley wall. And it's that valley wall that you see behind the boys every time you see them riding in the monorail. All right? So they're just going to shoot it. The boys are going to stand in front of a green screen. And then later on via computers, that's what they're going to put behind them. All right? So you guys are actually on set right now. Now the reason it looks like it does, the sheerness, the sharpness of it, is we do get about 70 to 80 inches of rain in here annually. And I gotta tell you guys, when it rains really hard for a couple of days, we will get 27 waterfalls coming down that side of the valley. Oh yeah, it's stunning. It's a pretty wet tour, but it's beautiful nonetheless. All right. Well, right now, guys, I want to take you to probably what is the most famous dead tree in all of Hawaii. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jurassic Park. That's what I'm talking about. All right, now we are going to get off here. We're going to take some pictures here, guys. We're going to have some fun. But before we do that, real quick. In the movie Jurassic Park, Dr. Alan Grant and the Hammond kids are on that hill right over there. That's where they see that herd of Gallimimus. Hey, sit. Now I forgot what I was saying. Y'all threw me. Okay, yeah, all right. They see that herd of Gallimimus and they come running down this hill and they take refuge in this log, right? But more Gallimimus come, so they have to scamper around to the back side. When all of a sudden T-Rex comes out and eats the Gallimimus right in front of them. You guys remember this scene? Yes, good, because we're going to reenact it. That's right, guys. You guys are the stars today, but I have with me the supporting actor. Now, This works exceptionally well with your cell phones, okay? You guys that have the big DSLs or the small little cameras, it doesn't work quite as well. So if you have a cell phone, let's use it. If that's all the camera that you have, that's fine. No worries, no harm, no foul. All right, now, while we're doing it over here, we're gonna have everybody come over here. If you wanna go over there to take pictures, that's fine, but I don't want you guys walking down this road. There's gonna be a lot of traffic coming in, and I don't want you to interfere with the pictures that we're taking of the people, because it's gonna be right over there. All right, so let's go.
It's what?
It's okay.
What? Stop.
We're gonna take pictures.
Stop. Tissue. I dropped it.
Yeah.
Stop time. We're gonna get to the Oh my gosh.
Go. Oh, it stopped raining.
He had a budget of $180 million. I didn't have a budget. $7.99. Target. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. You guys are gonna come over here. You're gonna give me your phone. You're gonna stand right here as close as you can to this edge right here. You're gonna be looking up in the tree line. A couple of different poses that I'll give you, but anything that you guys want to do is okay by me. You cannot. I'm not gonna let you guys climb on the log. Okay? Here we go. You're gonna be like ah, or maybe you're like ah. Or maybe you're pushing your family member in. Behind your family member. Everybody go with that? Yes. All right. One rule only. You must leave your clothes on. It's sad that I gotta say it, but I gotta say it.
That's awesome. I'm gonna.
You're not even ready. All right. Listen, one question, guys. With you guys that have cell phones,
You use your phone or my phone?
Really dark because that helps save battery power. Please lighten that back.
Use your phone's fine.
I got difficulty looking at some of you guys.
Just send it to me.
So make it as bright as you possibly can. All right, let's go. You guys are up.
You have your phone?
All right, check it out. Ready, hon?
Yeah, actually it's part of it. It goes further down also.
Well done. All right, here we go, you two. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Nicely done. So just so everybody knows, I'm putting the sign and the mountain in everybody's picture. So you don't need to try to come run over here and try to take a shot. I got it. Okay. I didn't start yesterday. So I got it. All right, lady. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Let's see what you got. All right. Do you normally take a lot of pictures on it? No. I was going to say we could use it as a prop. What you could do is you could be pretending to take the picture, and you girls are like, oh, prop. You'd be like, all right, let's go. Let's get this
iPad.
All right. Here we go, guys. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Pretty good.
Let's give a round of applause. Yeah, y'all don't need to make it that real. Come right on. You got what? You have an iPhone too? Hang on. I don't want any ETVs.
feed you to the dinosaur.
One, two, three, action!
I don't know if you think that's not gonna bite him.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. And action! Nicely done.
Still on?
Yeah.
Okay, nicely done.
Thank you.
Amelia. All right, guys, here we go. Whoa, oh, nice! Oh, I so got that. Solid pose, cuz. That's good. That looked really good. All right, here we go.
Send me the photo afterwards.
Do it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Don't move. Nicely done, guys. All right, ladies. Here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nope, I got it.
Yeah.
I can read Chinese. You don't even know how that is. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, action. Don't look at, honey, don't look at me, look up there. Here we go. 1, don't block your own face with your hands. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Good girls. Well done. Well done. Okay, so we're gonna sacrifice the child?
Yes.
We are. Okay, I think Dad should do it. Here's what we'll do.
Oh, it's easier if he's.
Oh, he don't want to come to you?
Nah. Okay.
Okay, you ready? You don't want to be sad. 1, 2, 3. I got you, Mama. I got you. I got you, Mama. I hooked it up. Well done, guys.
Can I see it?
Well done. Well done.
I'm trying to get some food.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Nicely done, guys. Well done.
Send it. Put it to yourself.
Here, give it to me.
Oh, see?
Watch out for
yourself.
She didn't want one of me,
I
she
know
does.
she did it. I saw it. You gonna push Mom and Dad in? All right, here we go. Let me see what you're gonna do, Dad. Okay.
He's down.
If you hold your hand up, depending on your face. So make sure you don't have your face. All right, you guys ready? Here we go, little man, and action! We gonna try it again? Don't fall down. Yeah, don't fall down. Okay, I can't really see him now. He's blocked. No. Here. Mom, take a half step back. Okay. Good. Dad, take a half step forward. Okay. Half more step. Don't you move. Forward. Right there. Now you can do like that. Oh, yeah. Now I can see everybody. All right, let's try it all over again. And take 2. Got it, guys. There's several on there. I'm sure we got a good one.
Thank you.
Alright, did everybody get a shot here? You guys good? Everybody good? Go ahead and load back up on the bus, guys, because we got more to do, more to see. Alright, here we go, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Wait, is this sign on there?
Here's your mom. Tell her to text it to me.
No worries.
I'll go down.
You can go down quite a bit. Romanians running wild in the field.
We found our other Romanian here.
Where?
He's on the
Oh,
ATV
that's
tour.
him right there?
Yeah. Can't you
That's
tell?
it?
Can't you tell?
Yeah, there's so Romania over there, but that's what they can do. I don't have time for 40 people, so. It's all good, it's all good. I like to shoot. Really?
You can sit down. No, it's easier for me to do both sides. Oh, let's play with GoPro. You can be the aisle.
Run down
Play with the GoPro?
over the top of him.
Go with the GoPro, you can be dial. Yes or no? But how are you gonna sit over there? Are you sure you want to sit here? Okay, here, come here. Come here then. Okay.
Alright, did everybody that want a picture get a picture? Yeah, everybody got one? Everybody good? Everybody good? I hope so. You want to know the best thing about those pictures, ladies and gentlemen? They're free. Y'all just looking at your pictures now, right? I just made your new Facebook cover picture. I should tell you though, also that hill right there, that's the Jumanji Hill. Remember when the motorcycles come popping up over the hill? That's the hill they come popping over, right there. Now for the most part, the movie Jurassic Park was not filmed on Oahu, ladies and gentlemen. It was filmed on the island of Kauai. But we had a hurricane that year. Her name was Iniki. She tore the island up pretty bad. Steven Spielberg couldn't go back and film anymore because all the trees have been knocked down, so he gets in a plane, he's flying to Oahu. I don't know if he sees the valley or if he's pointed the valley out to him. It doesn't matter, actually. You know, it's win-win-win. Win for the production, win for Kualoa, but really most importantly, win for you guys that are all fans of that of the movie. Now for my lost fans, you may recall in season 1, Hurley finds a couple of golf clubs, right? And he goes about building himself a 2-hole golf course. Ladies and gentlemen, this hill right here is Hurley's 2-hole golf course. For the rest of you, this is a hill.
With cows.
Peepees. Pee-pee on the hill. Pee-pee on the hill. Pee-pee on the hill.
It's going poo-poo.
$2.5 to $3 million an episode. It was one of the most expensive television shows, for sure.
But still made them a lot of money.
But before we had Lost, before we even had T-Rex, we had another big monster here in the valley, and his name was Godzilla. So there are 4 Godzilla footprints. There's 2 on the right side of the bus. There are 2 on the left-hand side of the bus. 2 on the right. One's right here. One's in the hill behind you, where those cows are kind of almost standing in it right there. And this is where they built that entire Panamanian village. Remember the photograph I told you guys to look at? All right. So that whole thing, that whole set was built in through right through here. Now these Godzilla footprints were originally 6 feet deep. All right. And this is the one that Matthew Broderick was standing up in the movie when he kind of figures out what he's up against. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the Japanese actually owned Godzilla. They own the merchandise, they own the copyright, they own it all. So this was actually the very first time Hollywood was allowed to make a Godzilla movie. So now, there are 2 Godzillas, yeah? There's the American Godzilla, and of course there is the Japanese Godzilla. Anybody know how you might be able to tell the difference between the 2? How do you know which one you're watching? Anybody want to venture a guess?
American is
Godzilla is a reptile. Well, okay, isn't he a reptile in both of them? How else might you tell? Anybody?
English or
The language, very good. So if you're looking at English subtitles, you're probably looking at the Japanese Godzilla, yeah? Okay. Well, there's one easier way to do that, ladies and gentlemen, and it's the number of toes. The American Godzilla only has 3 toes. The Japanese Godzilla has 4 or 5 toes. That's actually the easiest way to tell them apart. All right. Anybody see the movie Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys like it? Who saw it?
ATV
4
tour.
people? Oh my goodness. All right. Now, for those of you who haven't seen this movie yet, honestly, it's a tad bit sophomore, but
That's
you know
where
what?
she breaks her nose.
Some really funny scenes. And one of the funniest scenes in this movie is the ATV jump scene, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you guys remember how big that jump looked?
Yeah.
You see that mound of grass right there?
Yeah.
That's the jump. Guys, I could take this bus over that, you know what I'm saying? We could get some speed coming down this hill right here. We could hit it, maybe 50 meters, boom. Straight to you're fired. That's where I would go. You know, we'd just be making memories. I wouldn't be getting fired. I'd be picking up a paycheck.
We won't tell.
All right, we're going to come into the valley here, guys. This is why Hollywood loves to come to Kualoa. Now, although we don't have a whole bunch of movie sets, if you're looking at like through the eyes of the cinematographer, you can really understand why they come here. So what is in the background that's really going to help tell my story? All right, what's going to make this scene really pop? Anybody see You, Me, and Dupree? Owen Wilson, Kate Hudson, Matt Dillon?
Yeah.
Really? Nobody?
Yeah.
2 people? This is the scene in this valley. Remember the yellow plane that he had to get on because he went on the wrong island? That plane will fly circles inside this valley, so you're really going to recognize it. But it has Owen Wilson in it, so you know shenanigans are abounding, right? Anybody seen Gryffindor's Tribe? It's an old Richard Dreyfuss flick. I really don't expect any of you guys to have seen it. Anybody? No? Okay. So few people have seen that movie. I've actually kept count of how many people have seen that movie. In 3 years, I'm up to 131. That's how rare that movie is for people who have seen it. I know y'all seen some 50 First Dates though, right? Yes. Okay. So a couple of things here, guys. First, Drew Barrymore, Adam Sandler, and of course the incomparable Rob Schneider. This road that we're on right now, you stood on it, you walked on it, this is the road that Lucy drives to work every single day. So you guys are actually on set right now, yeah? This is where Henry has all those little vignettes where he's trying to get Lucy's attention. This is where he actually puts down the penguin. You remember that? Yeah. So as Lucy's driving, she drops her CD and now she's bent over like this. That's why she runs over little Willie. No animals were harmed though, guys. No animals were harmed. All right, who saw Jumanji? Yes. Alright, you guys may recall this scene. If you look up here over where the coconut trees are right there, guys, that little plateau that's off to the right, just kind of to the left of it, that is where they built the transportation shed. Y'all remember that scene? Ruby Roundhouse walking down, seduce them. So the boys were sitting just a little bit further back up there. But I want you to notice how close that is to the road, because I'm going to come back to that. The movie Wind Talkers, I did talk about that inside the bunker. 285 explosions, 750 extras. Now guys, we don't close Kualoa when they're filming in here. But for that movie, yes we did. But understand something, that studio had to buy every single ticket of every single tour that could not come through here. Yeah, so even like those ATVs, they had to buy all those too. So it's a huge expense, and most studios, they don't want to pay that. So normally what happens in here, guys, is these tours get rerouted. Same stuff, different sequence. When Jumanji was filming that close to the road, they actually sent a production specialist down here. She stopped us, we had to turn off the engine, they started filming that scene. Then you guys started filming them, and then I started filming you, filming them. It was like a little circle of life thing happening for me right there, so I had to do it. Now another thing they're gonna do, guys, is sometimes they're gonna put up a chain link fence, and they're gonna add that black construction cloth. You guys know what I'm talking about? You can't see through it. But if they do that, you know what I do? I just bring the bus right up to that fence line. Y'all bust out your selfie stick, sticking out my air-conditioned windows, and I'll drive about this fast, right? Like this. I actually got called in by my boss. She's like, Stephanie, you are not allowed to stop at the movie sites. I said, oh, I didn't stop. This right here, this is called the California Roll. Yeah, where my Cali people at? You know what I'm talking about, sis. All right. Over there, guys, that's a leftover set. Remember that movie? I can't tell you what the real name is, but the code name is Mules. That's part of it. That is the Cocaine Village right there. This movie takes place somewhere in South America, I do believe. And it's interesting because I went up there and I thought, you know, that they had transplanted all the... Now, the 2 coconut trees or the 2 palm trees that you see up there, those are transplanted. They weren't there originally. And all the plants that you see kind of where the brown is, where the dirt is, I went up there the other day, I thought they were all real. They're not. Only the light green ones are real. The dark green ones are plastic. Crazy, right? I have no idea what a cocaine plant's supposed to look like, but I am darn sure that it doesn't look like those. Because those look more like some other kind of plant that I know of. But in any case, guys, I think we're going to start selling those homes. Probably about $250,000. I'm kidding. Those will go for $350 for sure. Listen, guys, you ever see a house like that on a piece of property like this for $350,000? Buy it. Just buy it. Who cares what the house looks like? The land's beautiful. Did anybody see Journey 2? About 2 people saw it. Yeah, Journey 2 with my boyfriend. Okay. Pu'u'ohule'hule in that movie is the volcano. The volcano for the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is this edge of the mountain right here, guys. So in Fallen Kingdom, that's what blows up, all right? That is the volcano of Isla Nublar. So you guys are literally almost on set right now, all right? And as we go around this corner right here, if you look all the way back into the valley, you're gonna see a big gray building back there. I'll slow it down enough so you guys can see it. You guys see that back there? Yeah? That's one of the sets from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom right back there. What do you think that thing's made out of? It is made out of styrofoam. Plywood and styrofoam, ladies and gentlemen. Looks good too, doesn't it?
No.
Yep.
Here.
Alright, so you guys already know the #1 reason why we don't have a whole bunch of movie sets out here, yeah? It's the material that sets are made out of. Guys, it's simply not going to last. But there are two more equally compelling reasons why we don't have a bunch of movie sets. All right? I'm going to get to those, but before I do that, any fans of the old Tom Selleck Magnum PI TV show?
Yeah.
That's my sister back there, right on, girlfriend. Hey, sweetie, this was Ireland in one of the episodes. So look at that, I brought you to Ireland too. Nice. Alright. Now the first reason we don't have a whole bunch of movie sets, or actually the second reason is, you know, what is Kualoa? By definition, ladies and gentlemen, we're a nature reserve. That is what we are. So it is our kuleana, alright, our responsibility to be caretakers of the land. And we certainly wouldn't be doing a very good job if we allowed dilapidated buildings and styrofoam to pollute not just our pastures, but our streams as well. Second reason, who lived here when it was only Hawaiians? Who lived on Kualoa when just the Hawaiian people were living in these islands? Well, you know what, guys? This was the home of the elite of Hawaiian royalty. So there is sacredness to the land as well. And quite honestly, guys, Kualoa is not in the habit of upkeeping movie sets. That's not what we do, all right? So really 3 good reasons why you will not see a whole bunch of movie sets out here on Kualoa. Now, these are not movie sets. These are actually replicas of ancient Hawaiian homes called hales. H-A-L-E. Now, in ancient Hawaiian time, every hale had a singular purpose. One might be for cooking, one might be for sleeping, one might be for the storage of food, or for the storage of canoe making material. So basically what you and I call a 3-4 bedroom home, Hawaiians called kauhale, K-A-U-H-A-L-E. And yes, the homes were indeed made out of grass. Because really, what use do we have for insulation here in Hawaii, yeah? Not much. Alright, if you saw the movie Kong Skull Island, you're in for a treat. If you haven't seen the movie yet, you still get the treat, but it might not mean as much to you. But I do want to welcome everybody to the boneyard. Alright, so what are all the bones made out of, folks? You are absolutely right. The triceratops and the skull are actually held together with rebar. Now, we're not going to get off the bus here, but I am going to pause here for a moment to let you guys take some photographs. If you're sitting on the right-hand side of the bus, please be mindful that the folks on the left might want to have some shots too. So if you don't mind letting me lean over and get those shots, I'd be showing some aloha spirit right there. I'd be very grateful.
There's no internet, Jordan.
Now this movie stars Samuel L. Jackson, John Goodman, John C. Reilly, Tom Middleton, and Brie Larson.
Who cares?
Everybody get a shot, the one of the shot. There you go. Now if you saw the movie, you know the cast is up on this ridgeline up here. This is where they have to make the decision if they want to take the shortcut or not. And as you know, they already do. Yeah, big old 50 cal put up there on the Triceratops. This is a really good movie. If you haven't seen this movie yet, guys, I totally recommend it. I really, really do. Great special effects in this movie. Alright. Now, when the Hawaiians came to these islands, ladies and gentlemen, they brought with them a couple of animals. They brought with them the dog, the pig, and the chicken. Almost every other animal that you see here today was brought in later by whalers, traders, and missionaries. So you can only imagine what the face of King Kamehameha I must have looked like when a guy by the name of George Vancouver, way back in 1793, gave the king a whole bunch of longhorn cows like Stella. She's actually hiding all the way back underneath the trees over there. Can you guys see her? She's brown and white. Do you guys see her back there? Everybody say, Stella! Stella! Come here, girl. She's like, nope. Alright, that's alright. That's okay, you go hang out in the shade. I know it's hot, sis. Alright. The king and the Hawaiian people had no idea what this animal was, nor did they know what to do with it. So what the King Kamehameha decides to do is put a kapu on it. K-A-P-U, forbidden, taboo. Do not harm it, do not touch it, do not eat it, do not hurt it. You know what? Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. And the kapu lasts for 50 years. Can you imagine that, ladies and gentlemen? 50 years. By now we're on King Kamehameha III, and there's thousands of cows running all over this valley. And they become quite problematic. They're trampling the food sources, they're eating the hales. It's just a nightmare for the people here. So they complained to the king. And the king heard their plea. But the king had also heard about these other people. these people called the vaqueros, yeah? Mexican cowboys. So what he decides to do is to send some of his constituents to the area now known as Baja California. And he invites the vaqueros to come to Hawaii to teach the Hawaiians how to be ranchers. And they came. And they taught the Hawaiians everything that they needed to know about ranching. I'm talking breeding, roping, herding, branding, probably even repackaging. And the Hawaiians became excellent cowboys. Excellent cowboys. In fact, the Hawaiian word for cowboy almost has a kind of Spanish flavor to it. The Hawaiian word for cowboy is paniolo. Yeah? Paniolo. Coming up on your left, some leftover crumbs for the movie Journey 2, starring my boyfriend. Now that tall one right there, guys, that was an anthill in the movie. It was tucked under the tree for a wee bit. They pulled it out, and then it started kind of fading like bones in the desert, and it looked really, really good. And then they painted it that color. I call that color appetizer. Some of you are going to get that later. It'll roll through, guys. It'll roll through. I liked it better when it looked like bones. That was just me, though. Now, speaking of bones, folks, the Hawaiians felt your mana, your spirit, all of that resided in your bones. Therefore, it was imperative that when a chief died, the enemy not get his body. Because if that happened, then that chief would garner all that strength. So when a chief died, they'd get his body very quickly, and somebody would have to take it, and they'd have to climb these cliffs right here. And they'd have to find a suitable place to bury him. Now, maybe it was a lava tube, or maybe it was a cave, or maybe the only thing they could do was cover and conceal the body. Now, depending on how high a rank that guy was, let's say he was like the Ali'i Nui, and you were the guy that buried him, you would be required to jump to your death. Yes, thereby sealing the burial spot as a secret for all time. This is the #1 reason we do not know where King Kamehameha I is buried, because of this particular tradition. But we here on Kualoa, we believe there's hundreds of bones up there, hundreds of bones. Why? We know who lived in the valley. We know it was the Ali'i, the royalty. But you will never see anybody free climbing the cliffs. You will never see anybody excavating, because we also believe in honor the culture and the traditions of the Hawaiian people. So who's ever buried up there, well, rest in peace, my friends. Rest in peace. All right, let me get you guys close to the wall as I can. Now, I should tell you guys that if you ever want to do some whale watching in Hawaii, you got to come down here between January and March. Those are our big whale watching seasons. And those are humpback whales that are going to come down from Alaska. All right, they're on holiday too, I believe. All right. Has everybody been in the water? At least wading, walking, swimming. Have you guys been in the water yet? Listen, get in the water before you go. All right, here's why. Well, other than it just being fantastic, way back in 1992, the United States Congress actually decreed all the water surrounding the Hawaiian Islands as humpback whale sanctuary. So when you go wading, walking, or swimming in this water, guys, you're wading, walking, and swimming in sanctuaried water. And you know what? Can't say that any other place. So that's kind of cool right there. Now the Hawaiians, they revered the whale, revered it. And that's because they saw it as the bodily form of one of their gods, god of the ocean, Kualoa. So when a whale carcass washes up, the Hawaiians are going to see that as the gods are looking very favorable upon them. Now every once in a while, ladies and gentlemen, a sperm whale is going to wash up, and sperm whales actually have teeth. And their teeth are made of ivory. So when this happens, the Hawaiians would make a very special lei. And this lei was called lei niha pa'aloa. And what it was, guys, was a carved whale's tooth, but it was strung on braided human hair. And only the highest chief could actually wear this. And if you guys want to see what one looks like, we do have a replica of one in our museum. The museum is right down there in the area where you see all the movie stars. It's a little room off to the side. It's free, so if you guys got time, go check it out. There were animals already here when the Hawaiians got here, though, guys. We had the hoary bat, the monk seal, the green sea turtle, and all the birds that were here, they all nested on the ground. And they nested on the ground, ladies and gentlemen, because we have no predators in the state of Hawaii. No lions, no tigers, no bears.
Oh my!
No snakes. Thank you, whoever said that. No snakes. Did you guys know this? Yeah, no snakes in Hawaii. Now, no snakes as you go crawling through the woods. However, we do have a snake. He's called the Hawaiian blind snake. Most people think he's a worm because he's only about this big, he's purplish black, and he only lives in potted plants. So, don't need to worry about him. But we do have two animals that we consider predatory, all right? And the first of those is the wild pig, or the boar. So we're gonna come up on a wild pig enclosure up here, guys. Now the reason we consider this animal predatory is because of what he does. Pigs root, all right? Rooting in and of itself is not problematic, ladies and gentlemen, but what it does is it destabilizes the ground. And the next time we get a heavy rain, it's right here, the next time we get a heavy rain, we're also gonna get a landslide. And it is that landslide that's gonna wipe out more ground nesting birds and their eggs. So yeah, we need to control the pig population. There's one that hangs outside of the pen, guys, so keep your eyeballs peeled, because he likes to get up on the buses. He ain't coming up on this bus, I'm telling you guys right now. He didn't buy a ticket. Just kidding.
Dinner.
Alright, so if you look on the inside of the pen versus the outside, you can see the kind of damage that they do, alright? And you can hunt in the state of Hawaii, ladies and gentlemen. You just need to be permitted for it. And the pigs here, they can get really big. I'm talking about 190 kilos. Yeah, they can get quite big. Now the second animal that we consider predatory, well, gosh guys, it's not his fault. Not really. Back in the 1800s, the early 1900s, the #1 cash crop for the state of Hawaii was sugarcane. We had sugar plantations on every single island, and we were producing 1 million tons of sugar annually. So with all that sugar came rats. Lots and lots of rats. So the idea was, let us introduce the mongoose. The mongoose will take care of the rats, right? Well, you know what, guys? It was a good idea, but it had a major flaw. Anybody want to try to venture a guess what that might have been? I'm not quite sure what you said, but if you said rats are nocturnal, then you were right. I'm gonna give you the point anyway. That's the problem. Rats are nocturnal, but the mongoose isn't, right? So in the evening time, here comes the rats out to forage. There goes the mongoose to bed. These two animals actually don't ever meet each other. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We got a rat problem, and now we got a mongoose problem too. And he's a little problem because since he's not eating rats, you know what he's eating? Ground nesting birds and their eggs. That is correct. And those, oh, there's a mongoose screwing across the road right there. Hang on. He's probably going to go way into the bushes. He's right. Oh, yeah. He's too little. He's a little baby one. All right. So, Ricky, Tiki, Tommy, these guys got to go. Now, most of you guys have seen a mongoose already, yes? Have you guys know what he looks like? Okay, I see a couple of no's. A mongoose looks an awful lot like a weasel. Bigger, but a weasel nonetheless. And more often than not, guys, you're going to see him as he darts across the road. You rarely ever see him out here. He's very, very shy, and he's very, very quick. Very, very quick. You might see him at dumpsters, too, because he is a scavenger. We have a very dubious title here, guys. Yeah. 28% of all the endangered species are right here on the Hawaiian Islands. So what does that mean to you? Well, what that means, guys, is all the beauty that you see here, and indeed it is beautiful, without a doubt. It also means this is very fragile. Very fragile. Our #1 fear right now, ladies and gentlemen, is the invasion of the brown tree snake. And this is like a legitimate fear, because that snake is already on the island of Guam, and it is wiping out the bird population. And if you guys know anything about how ecosystems work, you know that birds are very, very important to that. Although, I gotta be honest, if the snake only ate chickens, I would be like, yo, can we borrow them for the week? You know, have you guys seen our chicken problem? Oh my goodness, the chickens here are out of control. Out of control. They're mean. And I personally think they're cannibals. You watch, try giving them a chicken McNugget. Okay, so chicken McNuggets aren't made out of chicken, but you guys get my drift, right? You catching what I'm putting down there? All right, what's the phrase? You picking what up? Picking up what I'm putting down. I think that's what it goes. All right, I know I promised you guys a beautiful shot of Chinaman Sap. Here we go. Now, if you're sitting on that side of the bus, don't worry, on the right-hand side, I'm going to take a left-hand turn. You guys will have plenty of time to take a photograph as well. And as we pause here for a minute, let me tell you the story that goes behind this particular island. The story goes like this. Pele, the goddess of fire, sends her little sister Hi'iaka to Kauai to fetch her lover. And as she and her friend are passing through this body of water, this is Kaneohe Bay, a giant mo'o, a giant lizard, jumps out and says, "You can't pass." She's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you're not going through." She says, "Oh, but I am." So they got in a fight, and they fought for 3 days till eventually she kills him. She chops off his tail and she throws it into the bay, and then she takes his body and she just slams it up onto the land. Does anybody remember what Kualoa meant? At the beginning of the tour, I said this is Kualoa, and it means long back. Tour's so good you forgot all that part in the beginning, right? Yeah, so that is the body of the giant momo. Now it does get its nickname Chinaman's hat because as the Chinese immigrants were coming here to work in the sugarcane fields, as they got off the boats in Honolulu Harbor, they were all wearing a hat very, very similar in shape to that. So guys, you're not wrong calling it Chinaman's hat. You're not wrong calling it Mokoli'i. Both are acceptable and interchangeable as well. Alright, before we get down to the depot here, guys, real quick, we'll do a recap. What's the Hawaiian word for appetizer? Poo-poos. What's the Hawaiian word for cows? Pee-pees. What's the Hawaiian word for sweet potato?
Ooh-ala.
Ooh-ala. Now, if it's difficult to remember, everybody remembers ooh-la-la, yes? Yeah. Take out that L, scrunch the vowels together. Ooh-ala. Don't forget to say it sexy, too. Alright, you guys. I want to say mahalo nui loa. Thank you so very, very much for coming out on the movie site tour with me today. I had a wonderful time. I hope the rest of your stay here on Kualoa is magnificent, and the rest of your stay definitely on Oahu is fantastic as well. Aloha! That wasn't very good, guys. Aloha! So much better.
There's internet now, Jordan.
What time is it?